morning, Chris again. Yeah, I still haven't shaved or cleaned up, but it's my weekend. Most people are working today on a Friday. I have every other Friday off, and I love it. Got a little gym time in, run some errands, be a good day. Today I have a beaten to death old topic that I took for granted for most of my life, and it's easy to do. When it comes to different cultures, races, preferences, it's easy for people to dismiss what they don't understand, dismiss what they don't have a first-hand knowledge of. With my kids growing up, I never thought racism was an issue. And at first glance, my kids are white. Not exactly the case. My kids are mixed, and they tan very well, and I don't. I'm a little bit jealous of that. All of them are. They either have Spanish in them, or Portuguese, or both, or a mixture of. It's real easy to lose sight of other people's struggles with biases. And we all judge, even though we're not trying to. Adults judge. Kids, they don't know any better. Kids are kids. They're curious why one person is a different shade than the others, but they don't judge right off the bat. That's just not who they are. That's not what they know. And with me, I didn't think anything of it because I have friends of every possible nationality. And that's just the way my mind state worked. And I honestly just thought my kids would follow suit. And for the most part, they did. They were around my friends and understood that good people are good people. Doesn't matter where they're from or anything else. And I can honestly say that I know people around, well, not around the world, that's a little exaggeration, but I know people that have been around the world that have relatives all over the place. So in a weird extended way, yes, I know people everywhere, and my kids were exposed to that, and for the most part, that's how they grew up. People were people. Some dance better than others, some cook better than others. That's just how it is, and I don't think they really got the gist of any kind of racism until they got older. And I didn't get it until I was an adult. I have a very good friend that once told me that I don't see racism, he sees it every day. I don't see it because I don't want to see it because I'm his friend. And he was right. And I have repeated that again and again and again, and it's always stuck with me. It is the best quote that I think I've ever heard firsthand. It was heartful, and it's just true. It's just true. We had an incident one time that I'm not proud of with another friend. Three of us were teenagers having a good time, Jeep, top off, summer night, and I'll say it, we just got this white trash piece of shit in a car behind us that's mad because we're in front of him in line, and the guy driving he was mixed, but he looks Mexican. But this white trash piece of shit starts talking shit to the driver and then turns it on me and the passenger because we appear to be white. But the other guy, he's almost albino, so of course he was white. And I look the same, so yeah, I don't know, I'm mixed up a little bit. I've got Italian, French, German, there's some Indian on my dad's side somewhere. I don't know. I've never truly dug into it too deep. Don't tell my mom that. She's done family history and whatnot, and I just don't remember it. But with saying that, we're teenage kids. Here's this grown man, who knows, drunk, might have weapons in the car, I don't know. But either way, instead of defending my friend and defending ourselves, we all kind of backed down and just shined him on and, you know, cussed him as we drove away. But at the moment, I just held on to that. I was a teenager, and I've held on to that moment of, these are my friends, and I should have said something, I should have stood up. You know, retrospect, maybe not. Maybe it was a safer move for us just to be quiet and, you know, be done with him once we drove away. But it's always set with me that I didn't defend my friend. And it was, you know, one of those moments where it was a defining racial slur thrown at us, and I did nothing. That was probably the most prevalent experience I've had. Since I've become an adult, I see that it's everywhere, but more so away from the community I live in. The community I live in is so mixed. I mean, I don't know. If you did stats, there's probably a minority and a majority, but what I see is just a blend. I think out of the thousands of friends I do have, I literally have thousands of friends. I don't know if they all like me, but I like them, and they still say hello to me, and we're cordial, and we hang out. I hang out with people from my childhood, from high school. I mean, you name it. College days. Let me say junior college, because I didn't go to a 4-year. I just jumped in junior college, and that was about it. That's another regret for another time. But of all my friends, I might know 2 or 3 that are just one ethnicity, that aren't blended in any way. I got one friend that's Dutch. He's 100% Dutch, and I think I have one friend that is Filipino mom and dad, but then from what I understand, Filipino's kind of mixed, and so I don't know. I just, you know, maybe I just know one friend that is one thing. Everybody else I know has a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So for me, the whole hatred and racism, it's just overkill. You know, we can talk about classes. Rich people versus poor people. It doesn't matter. We judge each other. We see them, we're thinking, oh, these snobs, this and that, because they're rich. They see us, and they're like, oh, goodness, you know, what's this guy doing here in his broken vehicle? It takes about 2 drinks before everybody's on the same playing field when you become an adult. You know, you get past that barrier and people just start talking. Somewhere along the line, there's usually common ground. Men get together, they may hate each other, but all of a sudden, who knows? They like the same UFC fighter, they like the same football team, or maybe they hate each other's football team, but now they have a common interest because it's football. But those barriers go away quite quickly, and I think that's true of everything. Once you get around each other, you're around each other for a little bit, it takes a short period of time before some of those walls are knocked down and a common interest is there. You just got to be put into that scenario. You know, and we all have those instant judgments. We may not even realize we're having those instant judgments, but we have them. We do it with people that have different orientations or want to choose a different lifestyle than us. You know, I've got family that, you know, I don't even know what the correct terms are anymore, but I've got family members that, when I was a kid, are gay. knows that my grandmother's prison days, she was gay. But yet, I know that she was married to several different men over her life. Some of those marriages she annulled within like a week or two, but I never quite understood all that. But I was a kid. Grandma was Big Mo, and she spoiled me rotten. I was loved more than anybody in the world. So, again, I was a kid. Who am I to judge? But I've got family. I've got friends to this day. Do I understand the attraction? No. Do I need to? Not even a little bit. They're good people. They treat me well. I treat them well. I grew up 80s, born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s, 90s. We all talk trash. Whether it's, gay jokes, racial slurs, you name it, we all joke and talk trash. Is it right? Probably not. Do we really mean anything by it? No. We're not trying to be hateful, but it just happens. And that's just the era I grew up in. If I was running for office, there's no way people would dig into my past. He said this racial slur or this homophobic thing or whatever. Damn straight I did. They were jokes. And the majority of those jokes came from the people that were homosexual or they were of a different ethnicity. That's where the jokes came from. I laughed and played along, maybe repeated them. Hell yeah. Did we hate each other? Not even a little bit. So we've come full circle around here, and I'm gonna talk, more about kids, just because we've all got that family member that is a racist or borderline racist, whether they admit to it or not. And your kids are going to be exposed to it at one point or another. They'll figure it out. You reassure them that, hey, people are people everywhere, and remind them of what we get as people from every walk of life. Remind them of that. They'll be fine. They'll make their own decisions. They're not going to grow up hating this person or thinking that person hates them, unless you do. If that's what you think and that's what you project, then that's what they'll be stuck on. I had a friend recently tell a story about taking her 3-year-old son with her to buy a gift for a 1-year-old child's birthday party. Well, her 3-year-old son picked out a book, which is great. They're into books right now. They're reading books. Well, the son picks out a book that's got a unicorn on it, and the book is pink. And it appears that it would be for a girl. So what? Just so what? They go to the birthday party. The parent of the other child refuses the gift because it's for a girl and he's a boy. And no. Instead of the parent realizing that, even after being told, the parent going, oh, you know what? A 3-year-old child bought this or picked this out for my child. They don't know anything about gender or what's for a boy or a girl. They're starting to learn it because we're showing it to them whether we want to or not. It's just ridiculous. The parent said, no, that's a girl's item and you're not giving that to my boy. Well, I know for a fact that my son, who is very heterosexual, he adores women, and he's very good with babies when he's around them. He was a great big brother, helped out when his little sister was a baby, the whole bit. He had a baby doll, Cabbage Patch Kid. I want to say the kid's name was Winston or something like that. And I was very, very young dad. I came into his life when he was already 2, and I was just questioning it. We're going, why has he got a baby doll? And, bottom line is, it's not wrong for them to have a baby doll. It's not going to give them gay tendencies or make them be one way or the other, but it did teach him to how to be a caring person, how to have some sensitivity. He's seen his mom, how she was with him. He's seen how I was with him. And in turn, he's protecting and, trying to care for this baby doll. And he's a toddler, whatever. You're not going to make somebody one way or the other. I understand that society is pushing everything right now, from baseball to Better Homes and Gardens, HGTV, you name it. If it's on right now, there is a Pride Month logo. There is a transgender topic. I get it. It's in your face, but no 3-year-old child picking out a gift is trying to force your 1-year-old to start thinking one way or the other. Just get over yourself. They're kids. Let kids be kids. Adults, quit pressuring any of your bullshit on kids, or teenagers for that matter. Teenagers have it hard enough. Let them figure out who they are on their own. You don't gotta guide them one way or the other. It just, man, if you're gay, be proud of it. That's fine. If you want to identify as something else, great. It's just like religion. Don't force your religion on anybody. If you want to talk about it and you're happy about it, fine. But know your audience. If your audience is into it, great. If they're not, they'll let you know that 3 steps back as you're still talking and they're trying to leave the room. Yeah, that's a clear sign that they're done with this conversation. They have their own religion or their own beliefs. Maybe they have no religion at all and they don't want yours. Same thing with your views on sexuality. They don't want it, they don't want it. If they start an argument over it, drop it. Walk away. You're still going to have your views. I have my views. I'm not saying they're right because I don't understand, which takes us back to the whole differences and understanding if we've never been exposed to it. I don't understand identifying as something else or trying to tell people that there's 200 different, I don't even know what the word is anymore, if it's gender or whatever. I believe we got little boys, little girls. Let them grow up. If they want to find a path of their own as they become young adults, let them. But let them be kids first and foremost. And if this is my kids watching, love your kids. Let them grow up. They're going to make mistakes. Let them make mistakes. Don't help them make the mistakes. Not saying that their life choices will be, but don't push it one way or the other. Support them however you can. If they're not hurting themselves or anybody else, be in their corner. This might be my longest video ever, and I don't know. Maybe I'll post it, maybe I won't. But either way, you guys have a good day.